what I wanted to go through is 7 ways that we can maintain focus while gaming, and not just gaming. These techniques are applicable, as I said at the top of the show, these techniques are applicable to anything we want to focus on. That's the beauty of it, but because we're gamers, I really want to focus on that, because I think the difference between us being able to play a game for an extended period versus us being able to play at our highest level and maintain our concentration and not get frustrated with the situation, I think this is going to be the difference. These 7 things. So the first thing, a number of them are related to diet, so it's not necessarily stuff you need to do while you're playing, so I'll cover those off first. So the first thing that I've been doing over the last few weeks and I found really help is I've been brewing up this special brain tonic. So these suggestions, by the way, have come from a book I've been reading called Limitless by Jim Kwik. I'll probably put that somewhere, a link to that, so you can go and check that if you like. Otherwise, I'm sure it's available at your local department store. But anyway, I've got a lot out of this book, so I wanted to share some of those things. Brain tonic. The thing with this particular brain tonic is that one of the key ingredients is turmeric. So you really need to, incorporate that in there. There's a nutrient in turmeric that actually helps the brain function more efficiently. So turmeric's the key ingredient. The brain tonic, I'll just quickly run through that recipe for you. So you get about 1 litre of water, a little bit over, I usually do a little bit over because someone's going to boil off, and then a piece of turmeric, probably about as long as your finger, maybe a little bit shorter if you've got long fingers like me, and a piece of garlic, similar size. I like to put a cinnamon stick in there, so you slice the turmeric up, drop it in your little pot, slice your ginger up, put it in a pot. You should really use fresh turmeric and ginger if you can. I was fortunate enough, slight digression, I was fortunate enough when I was visiting my parents that my mum actually grew turmeric literally next to the house. So it was just a trip downstairs and digging that out of the ground. I'd never seen fresh turmeric before. That just shows that I'm spending way too much time inside. But the turmeric, it comes out of the ground. Who would have thought that? You slice that up. Oh, you got to peel this stuff, right? Easiest way to peel it, using a teaspoon, you just scrape the skin off. Same with the ginger. You slice it up finely, chuck it in your pot, and then just with your litre or so of water, somewhere between 1 and 1.5 litres usually is fine. And then the cinnamon stick goes in and you bring it to a simmer. You simmer it for 5 minutes, and then what I do is I turn the heat off and I get 2 tea bags of green tea, like jasmine tea or just green tea, and you just let it brew, and I just leave that for at least a couple, basically until the thing goes cold. That's what I do. And then what I do from there, half a lemon, just use half, don't use a whole one, it gets super zesty. But if you put the whole thing in, just half a lemon, squeeze the juice in there, and then I store it in a container, and that's what I drink throughout the day. So what I've found with this particular tonic, it really kind of wakes you up, and I've been able to go from about 4 coffees a day down to 1. I'm extremely pleased with myself for doing that and not losing my marbles in actually that reduction, because I have tried reducing the coffee before and it didn't go well. But this tonic really kind of helps keep me focused without needing all that coffee, which leads me on to the next thing, which is sleep management. So sleep is essential for brain function and being able to focus and concentrate when you are actually awake, believe it or not. So there's never any wasted time sleeping, and if you are sort of just sleeping randomly, I think the 1 coffee and then this is brain tonic, kind of keeping you alert, and some of the other things we'll get into will help with sleep management. So sleep, usually the plan is, for me, around 10 o'clock I start winding down and reducing my screen time using the blue light filters, usually from about like sunset, just to try to maintain the natural rhythm of things. So sleep, and then we're sort of hopefully in bed around that 10:30, 10:45, 11 o'clock, so sort of falling asleep then. But that's super important, sleep, if you can maintain that. And then the other thing as well that I mentioned, diet. So there's certain foods that can help us focus, and obviously these are things we consume on a regular basis over an extended period, so that we can sort of continue to feel their effects on us. Like it's not like a drug where it sort of just hits you and you kind of so it's kind of a lifestyle thing here. So things like walnuts, turmeric, which I've already spoken about, which I consume through that brain tonic. Blueberries, so they're tasty. The walnuts, I guess, depending on your palate. Avocados, which I've discovered, because I'm trying not to eat too much salt, which is how I'd normally eat avocados. I'd eat avocado with my salt, but now what I'm doing is slicing up the avocados into salad, because they've got a bit of a funny taste. But anyway, those are some foods. Dark chocolate, if you're into dark chocolate, I'm not really into dark chocolate. I just like the full strength sugar stuff. So I usually have actually cacao powder, which is basically what makes chocolate, right? Apart from the sugar, but yeah, that's what I consume as well. So there's some things I've incorporated into the diet which can help brain function, according to Jim Kwik in his book. The exercise as well as part of that, and that also links in with the sleep management. So exercising daily, our bodies are made to move, right? So that's good, uses some energy, gets the blood flowing, gets all the nutrients flowing to all the parts of the body, and gives our minds a break from everything while we're exercising. And it really does help with the sleep stuff. So strongly encourage you to that, and you'll find that you'll be able to focus so much better with a little bit of exercise. I don't have anything epic, even just half an hour I've found has been really good for me. We've recently got a new dog, so the exercise level sort of jumped up a bit with our new little Poochie in our life. But anyway, exercise. Now here's a couple of things you can do while you're actually playing, and I've found this has been really good. So the first thing is a breathing technique, because I find it just sort of, if you're anything like me, when you play, it just starts getting really intense. The heart rate jumps up, the hands are shaking, you can't control the mouse, you're freaking out when people are just gunning you down. So I found this breathing technique really helps. So what you need to do is just first exhale, then you breathe in through your nose for 4 counts. You hold your breath for 7 counts. And then you breathe out through your mouth for 8 counts. And as I breathe out, I like to just let my whole body relax in. Like that, right? Then I'll start the process again. Nice passive breath out. Breathe in through the nose for 4 counts. Hold it for 7 counts. Then out the mouth for 8 counts, and just let the whole body relax. As the shoulders drop down, shake it out. Then start again, right? So I do that for at least 4 times, and I find that really just calms things down. And the other little technique I've added into that, which isn't in the book, but I do want to share it with you because I found it super helpful, is if you have a mind that just has a lot of things going on in it and a lot of thoughts coming into your head when you are trying to relax and do that breathing technique, what I've visualized is a stream running through like a natural setting, right? Streams just flowing by. And if one of those thoughts comes into your head, what I imagine is in this stream there's leaves, and I just place the thought on the leaf and I let it go. Alright, just place the thought, that distracting thought on the leaf, and you just let it wash down the stream. That's something else I've incorporated into the breathing exercise, and I find that really helps reset things as well. So, if the things are going to be intense, bang, back to lobby, and we do some breathing exercises, just calm things down for a second, help maintain focus. So that's another technique you can use. And the other thing, we can use a couple more things. One, interestingly, is our sense of smell. So I did not know this, but apparently there's research out there that's showing that peppermint and lemon can actually boost our concentration. So what I've been doing, I usually have like all the lemon, like chopped up lemon peels from my brain tonic, and I have that in a little pot, and I just sniff that. As weird as that sounds, just smell that, and kind of helps me refocus, I've found. And you can mix some peppermint. I suppose you could use essential oils, but I've read a few articles that essential oils can be really bad for pets. And because we've got a poochie, a very important poochie in our lives, I'm avoiding essential oils. But if you don't have any pets around, that might be something to consider. But I just like the natural, like actual lemon and crushed up peppermint as well. And the other thing is eliminating distractions, which is a little bit tricky when you're trying to do a stream and you've got lots of things going on, screens everywhere, lights everywhere, reminders going off. But eliminating distractions, so obviously if you can sort of be in an enclosed room and just focus on the game at hand, you can, if you want to get really serious, and this is what I do when I'm not, when it's just like this is me time and I'm just gonna focus on this and I'm all in it for clapping cheeks, I'll actually use the focus mode on my phone. So you can set up, if you have an iPhone, you can use a focus mode to stop alerts coming through. Maybe you want to keep the alert on from your wife, because if you ignore that one too much, that's probably not worth the consequences. But I've got, the boss can call me anytime she wants. So that's a focus mode, to help eliminate distractions. And obviously the game does pull us in a fair bit, which sort of helps keep our focus. But there you have it. That is seven quick tips on how we can actually increase our focus while we're gaming. And you can also use these techniques when you're doing anything else as well. Some of them lifestyle, some of them you can do when you're actually engaged in the activity. So a nice little blend there. But I reckon these things are a really good way to get started. There's quite a few more you can do, but perhaps if we start with these and see how we go, maybe it'll help sort of temper our some of the intensity of what happens when we game and avoid some of those issues that we've been discussing over the previous couple of sessions. So that is our chat for the day.